Hi, I'm Jackson Bruce, and this is my personal culture reflections video. So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about myself then today. My ethnicity and race are I'm Norwegian, Swedish, German, Italian, and Scottish. And on my mom's side, the Norwegian and Swedish is from her dad, and the German is from her mom. So the Norwegian and Swedish is from my grandpa, and the German is from my grandma. And on my dad's side is where that Italian and Scottish comes from. And my nana on my dad's side is Italian, and my grandpa is Scottish. So that's where I get all that from. And these are the different flags. This is Norwegian, German, Scottish, Italian, and Swedish. My maternal great great grandfather. So on my mom's side, this is my mom's my mom's grandfather on my mom's side. My mom's grandfather on my mom's side. Sorry. And they had a German farm in Minnesota. That's where my grandma grew up, and they grew up German Lutheran, very poor, and they had no outhouse, no running water, just very poor growing up. And they did speak German, but they didn't pass it down to my grandma because they had 9 kids, and it's kind of hard to teach 9 kids all German. And his wife died during that period, so he actually ordered a mail order bride from Germany that came from Germany and was his new wife. And my grandma milked cows as a kid. That was one of the big things she did. She also said that she picked a lot of rocks because the farmland wasn't super good farmland. But they, before they moved to Minnesota in America, they lived on the German-Russian border, which I thought that was kind of interesting. So on my mom's side, on my mom's dad's side, his dad and grandfather, Norwegian and Swedish, and they moved to that northern Minnesota area where a lot of Norwegian and Swedish people moved around that time. They have oyster stew at Christmas. My mom said, when they were really little, she could remember that. And then my grandpa was telling me about they had lefse and lutefisk, which are both like traditional food dishes. And the lefse, if I remember correctly, is like a type of bread. And the lutefisk this is a picture of it right here on the bottom. It's like a type of fish, and it's like cooked a certain way. And this is the oyster stew as well right there. And they used to speak Norwegian, but they never got around to teaching it to my grandfather. So onto my dad's side, my grandfather, his family, they're all Scottish, and their ancestry can be traced back to Robert the Bruce, apparently, which I thought that was really cool. And they used to, my grandfather, he used to make wine when he was younger, which he kind of got that from my grandma and the Italian culture. But I thought they're blending the culture, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And he has a Bruce crest tie and kilt for Robert Burns Day, which is a Scottish holiday named after a poet, Robert Burns. He was like a famous Scottish poet, and they celebrate that day. And I actually have an uncle who is named after the poet as well. His name is Bob, but he's named after the poet. Not my grandfather, but older than him, they have very thick Scottish accents, and the family is traced to Peterhead, Scotland, is the area where they're from. And my great great grandfather, while he was stationed in World War II, he would have to make trips around that area, and he would stop in Peterhead, Scotland, to talk to the relatives that lived there while he was in the war. And this is Robert the Bruce right up here, and this is the Bruce family crest. And onto my Nana's side, she is very much Italian, super Italian. And she said when they grew up, they would play bocce ball when they were kids. And the town where they're from, Trail, they have a restaurant there called the Colander, which is a very traditional Italian restaurant, and we always go there whenever we go to Canada to eat at the restaurant, and so we can get that traditional Italian food. And there's different clubs in the town as well where they live. Um, One of them, for example, is the San Martino Club, which is the one that they were most involved with. And actually, I had a conversation with my dad, and he said he actually recognized a couple of these people at the San Martino Club. This is like a more recent picture of their, I believe it's their 75th anniversary or something like that. But they're all from the same town in Italy. They moved from that town in Italy, San Martino, which is this is a picture of it right here. They moved from there to Trail in BC, and a lot of the Italians from that town moved to Trail, which makes Trail very much a melting pot town of different cultures. My nana said growing up there were a lot of different cultures. It didn't matter if you were Scottish, German, whatever. You know, everyone was playing, hanging out around town. And she said another thing that was very cool was the Italian public markets. So in Trail they have, I believe during the weekends, it's a public market that you can attend, and it's all traditional Italian foods. And lastly, just kind of a little, I guess, an extra. My dad is Canadian, very much Canadian. He grew up in Canada, like, you know, pretty much his whole life up until college. But so he's very big on hockey. I played hockey since I was a kid, and you know, still enjoy it to this day. I don't play it, but I enjoy it. And some Canadian foods that we always get when we go to Canada too are Smarties and Cheesies, which are Smarties are like the Canadian version of M&Ms, and Cheesies are like their version of Cheetos. Which, yeah. And he played hockey when he was younger. My dad did, and this is the team that he played for, the Trail Smoke Eaters. So yeah. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you.